Hello there, friends. I hope that you're doing great today. We really don't treat ourselves well as human beings. We don't value ourselves enough, I believe. And we actually act very cruelly towards ourselves. And what I've actually experienced in the last few days are a lot of moments of very sweet kindness, observing really lovely little exchanges that mean actually a huge amount. When I was waiting to go around Chats with House this morning, I'm always the first there, and I was waiting at the gate, and there was one of the colleagues, one of the guides, who was stood by the gates, and another of her colleagues approached. And when they met with each other, they actually they gave each other a really nice hug. And I thought, that's so nice. You've got these two people working at this wonderful place, and you know, they're friends with each other, they're supporting each other, they value each other, they're letting the other know that I'm just going to turn around for you here. This is the path that you and I are going to walk down now. They're supporting each other, creating a really lovely community, and this is where they work. So that's going to be a really nice incentive for turning up there and doing a really good job. And funnily enough, when I was in my more irascible and angry moods, just gonna tell you the truth, the lady that approached down the drive that leads to the house, she was one of the people that I didn't particularly warm to. I sort of took umbrage with her a little bit, because she didn't appear to me at that time to behave as sort of kindly or as friendlily to people. And when I saw her exchanging this lovely embrace with her friend, her colleague, and they had a little conversation before the gates opened, I thought, oh, it's really sweet, it's very endearing. And when she came out of the gates, she actually greeted me really, really warmly, very kindly. It was totally genuine, you could feel it. And she gave me a nice little tap, and I returned the favour. And I thought, oh, that's another community being developed between her and me. And I felt very, very lucky. And I've remarked on recent videos as well that I upload to my Instagram, Facebook and Twitter accounts of a gentleman that approached me on Twitter, offering me his business / mentorship services. Very nice chap called Sean, and I messaged him actually to thank him for, you know, the way that he approached me and just feeling part of meaningful things. Because it doesn't take very much investment in yourself to actually realise that there's an awful lot, a huge amount, infinite amount, frankly, of goodness in the world. My goodness, we are teeming with, you can't really see it, but teeming with, don't know if you can see it, teeming with insects flying around. I was just at the Chatsworth Farm shop doing a little bit of protein shopping. I bought myself an enormous slab of beef that I'm going to roast, and there's going to be loads of dripping. Apologies if the road noise is a little bit loud here. It's right on a main road. I was having a coffee and looking at people and seeing this beautiful bumblebee pollinating all of the flowers that were at my table, and I just felt very, very lucky to be alive, frankly. Very, very lucky to be alive and blessed and fortunate, because I'm listening more taking more time to actually appreciate all of life's wonders. We're just going to wait for these cars to go. We're going to go across the road into more fields. And what I observe in a lot of people is unkindness to themselves. A lot of regret and beating themselves up and talking about blame and fault rather than responsibility and proactivity. And I know that I come across as a really pernickety little bitch for correcting people's grammar. Grammar is glamorous to me. Correcting people's grammar and, you know, their vocabulary, because it's really important to be using the right language. You know, because if you're living your life where you're saying it's your fault, you're to blame, it's all very angry and destructive. And maybe you'll think that I sound a bit woke, a bit liberal, a bit flouncy. I think, no. Need to be nice to ourselves, need to be kind to ourselves. There's enough chaos and drama in the world, and we have an opportunity with every single step, walking this way, to walk our own paths. And the majority decision of how things are done is very rarely the one that's going to work for you. I say very rarely. It won't. You're a unique human being. And there are principles and tools that we can use, but accepted behavior is not necessarily wisdom. And we have to learn to discern between these different things, to distinguish blame and fault for responsibility. Because if you're constantly thinking, oh God, I made a mistake there and I failed at that and I'm totally useless, well, what the fuck's that going to do for you? It's just going to make you hate yourself. And it's not going to motivate you. I don't care what anybody says. If you realise that you have gifts and you have, you know, the power and influence to actually do really fantastic work, well, that makes you powerful. Ooh. Are the police coming after me? This content is too hot for YouTube. You're not allowed to film it anymore. But you know, we can talk about there being chaos and drama. Oh, that's not. That's neither a fire engine. That's a fire engine. Maybe they're going to rescue a cat stranded up a tree. Let's pretend that. Let's hope somebody's house isn't burning down. But I'll tell you what, we are a resilient species. We are extraordinarily gifted and talented at actually overcoming incredible hardships. And I'll tell you what, ditching self-loathing and self-hatred has done absolute wonders for me to actually realise the things that I've done, the influence I actually can have, and the more peaceful and prosperous life that's actually available to me. It's why I record everything that I do. And I want you to realise it for yourself as well. I can't do that for you, obviously. That's your decision, that's your responsibility. But I honestly do believe that a great start is just believing that it's possible, because I recorded my video yesterday explaining that I'd had fantastic sex yesterday, and I discussed it with my therapist. And it's why I talked about acts of beauty, you know, these sweet moments that I've observed recently. Having that experience with the guy yesterday of physical and emotional human connection, it's more abundant and ubiquitous than you think. And making the decision, despite being nervous, was a really fantastic, uplifting experience. It was very intense and it felt really vital and alive. It was wonderful. It was really, really wonderful. And it also makes me realize that no matter what circumstances you're in, no matter how hopeless they might feel at various points, it's never the end. It's absolutely never the end. It's always an opportunity. It's always a lesson to learn if you want to choose to live life that way. And choice and responsibility are the same thing. It just depends on what you focus on. And people focus on all different kinds of things. And I do actually also realize, this is another great life hack, to be honest, that I've involved myself in a lot of other people's business, and it's not my business to do so. And if I see something and it's really obvious, you know, I will point it out. But don't try and change people. People have said it for thousands of years. You can't change other people. You don't want to if you could, because that's tyranny. And it's their life. They're at the stage that they're at, and you're at the stage that you're at. Focus on that. Really do. And start to observe all of the lovely little things. They don't have to be enormous. Just look at the lovely interactions between people, the lovely flowers at a table that you're having coffee at, you know, somebody doing really good customer service in the supermarket. Whatever it is, notice. It's one of my buzzwords for life, is to notice all of these wonderful things. And it puts you in a position to actually start making a lot better of your life and making the most of the exceptional and unimaginably vast potential that you have as a human being to feel good about yourself, to do good things, and to really start living a life that's worth something. Remember, my friends, it is always available to you.